A pleasant good evening to all poets and poetess around the world. Good evening, migrant writers of Hong Kong. Have a blessed night to all. Welcome to our Wednesday segment, Connected, Different Voices, One Passion. Our segment that features multi-talented and diverse international writers, poets, and storytellers. This is your host, Bernadith De la Cruz from Migrant Writers of Hong Kong. This Before we start, let me tell you about Migrant Writers of Hong Kong. The Migrant Writers of Hong Kong is a social media platform wherein members can freely share their written poems. It is also a community of migrants in Hong Kong that aims to provide learning tools for aspiring writers such as lectures and workshops. We believe that writing is an outlet of our emotions and it contributes much to our health in many ways. It was organized on March 30, 2021, hoping to unite every migrant writers under one shelter. On our Facebook page, we have segments that challenge writers to write because we believe that practice will always help someone to become better. And here are our segments. Every Monday, we have weekly prompt giving a certain theme for creative writing and on Spotlight featuring and introducing poets to the community. And every Tuesday, we have our Tuesday Creative Arts Challenge using arts and paintings as medium in creative writing featuring artists from Guhit Kulai, an art community of migrants in Hong Kong. Every second and fourth Wednesday of the month, we have connected different voices, one passion. And every Thursday, we have Thursday Photo Challenge featuring photography as medium for creative writing and poetry. Every Friday, we have our Friday Extra Challenge featuring a poetry device for further learning and practice and exploring new poetry device to acquire more knowledge into the world of creative writing. Every first and third Sunday of the month, we have Words in Motion, a live segment featuring poets and poetess and their works and perspectives and experiences of migrant writers of Hong Kong. Once again, welcome to our Wednesday segment, Connected Different Voices, One Passion. The segment that features international writers or poets and their contributions, not only in the world of literature, but also within their community as well. It also aims to strengthen the connection of our members through interactions while showcasing diverse cultural talents through poetry readings and storytelling. So tonight, our guest is no other than Miss Isabel, our dearest friend from Peru. And okay, so we have our country in South America that home to a section of Amazon rainforest and Machu Picchu, an ancient Incan city high in the Andes Mountains. The region around Machu Picchu, including the Sacred Valley, Inca Trail, and colonial city of Cusco, is rich in archaeological sites. On Peru's arid Pacific coast is Lima, the capital, with a preserved colonial center and important collections of pre-Columbian art. She is none other than Miss Isabel Valles. Isabel is a writer of poetry, narratives, and short stories, a cosmetologist by profession, tireless traveler, lover of naturals, mother, and a grandmother. She just wrote her first book of poems, Poetry of Love, Verses of the Soul, currently swallowing in her second book of narratives. Member and participant of many national and international groups, obtaining achievements for it. She is grateful to receive this invitation, and of course, we are very blessed to have our good friend Jessica to help us in translating Isabel's poems from her mother language, Spanish, to English. Jessica is an expat in Hong Kong since 2017. She is a loving mother and an advocate of service. Buenas noches, Isabel and Jessica. and welcome to Migrant Writers of Hong Kong. Good evening to all. How are you, Isabel?
Buenas noches, Isabel, bienvenida. ¿Cómo te encuentras?
I I think she is muted.
¿O tienes, Isabel, el micrófono en silencio?
Hi, Isabel.
Isabel, ¿me oyes? Ok.
Up. She muted again.
El micrófono está en silencio.
Hi, Isabel. All right, then here you are. There you go.
Okay.
Ahora sí.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches,
Buenos
Isabel.
días para mí. Les decía que estoy muy emocionada, feliz de estar con ustedes en esta mañana para mí y en esta noche para ustedes. Es un tiempo, estamos así. El tiempo es exactamente ustedes de día y yo de
Is the connection okay? You can just
the opposite time.
Bernadith, good evening to you and good morning to me, says Isabel. She's very excited and very happy to be with us in this evening, and she's looking forward to start.
All right, buenos dias, Isabel. Buenas noches here in Hong Kong. But anyway, I'm here in Indonesia. Jessica is in Hong Kong and you in Peru. So we're all different places here. So
Okay.
as we start okay. Tell us about your place. Please tour us around to familiarize your country of origin. We're all excited to know more about Peru.
Isabel, por favor, cuéntanos un poquito más del lugar donde te encuentras. Nos gustaría aprender más de Perú.
Okay. Con mucho gusto. Voy a compartir algo de mi país, del lugar donde yo nací. Es un lugar muy hermoso, un lugar donde tenemos 3 regiones muy importantes: selva, sierra y costa. Yo soy natural de la región selva, pero vivo aquí en la capital. Es muy interesante sobre todo, la mayoría de las personas conoce Perú por Machu Picchu, ¿verdad? Sin embargo, también tenemos otras ciudades muy hermosas que visitar, como los ríos amazónicos, los nevados en la sierra. Es una ciudad muy cosmopolita y tiene comida muy sabrosa. The food is very delicious. Very, very, very delicious. Many food. The internet is interrupted. Okay.
Oh, Bernadith, we can't hear you.
So thank you so much. Thank you for that, Isabel. Muchas gracias. And now tell us more about you as a writer and an author.
Gracias, Isabel, por compartir eso con nosotros. ¿Podrías contarnos más sobre tus escrituras y tu viaje como escritora?
Okay. Bueno, yo me inicié escribiendo ya de grande en un diario personal personal, era algo, una necesidad de comunicarme, una comunicación interior muy personal. Eso fue lo que me motivó a escribir, esa necesidad de poder contarle a alguien lo que yo sé dentro de mí, pero hay veces en que uno no puede contar sus cosas a otras personas. O sea, lo mejor para mí era escribir, y así me inicié. Luego creé una página en Facebook en la cual yo participaba también y compartía con otras personas mis poemas. Y fui creciendo, conociendo personas, integrándome a grupos nacionales, internacionales, y realmente en esta pandemia fue donde más crecí, porque como teníamos que estar en casa, entonces utilicé ese tiempo en escribir. Y ahí fue donde publiqué mi primero, que es mi primer libro, un poemario, Poesías de Amor, Versos del Alma. Este es producto de años de trabajo, entonces para mí esto es muy importante, es un logro muy importante y un reto a la vez.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Isabel. Isabel is sharing with us the beautiful regions that her country has, which consist of 3 regions, the jungle, the coast, and the city. Isabel is originally from the jungle side of Peru. She currently lives in the capital. She does recognize Machu Picchu is the most known. However, there are other areas, such as Amazonic areas, that are very, very worthy in Peru. Isabel tells us that she started as an adult on a personal diary, and it was basically a daily communication and a necessity that she had to let people know what she was feeling inside. Sometimes it's not easy to tell people how you feel. So through writing, she was able to have this personal communication and let her feelings be known. She also joined a Facebook page, which she started, and she started sharing her writing, meeting people in international groups. And actually, Isabel, through this pandemic, is where she actually grew the most. And that's how she published her first book.
Wow, that's fantastic. It's inspiring to know that even in the midst of the pandemic, Isabel, that you published your own book and you shared your deep, deep emotion and to inspire the readers. Thank you.
Es muy inspirador, Isabel, lo que has hecho, que a través de una pandemia, pues has hecho un trabajo muy honorable y has sacado adelante tu libro.
All right. Then when did you start to discovering your passion in poetry?
Isabel, ¿cuándo empezaste a descubrir tu pasión por la escritura?
En realidad, yo creo que desde joven siempre he sido especial, o sea, siempre he sido romántica, porque soy romántica, me considero una romántica empedernida. Siempre he sido así desde niña, o sea, me gustaba hablar. De pronto en ese momento no escribía, sino hablaba de cosas. Siempre le ponía digamos, tenía una mirada distinta de las cosas, una mirada más poética, sin saberlo incluso, ¿no? Entonces, me fui metiendo en leyendo los escritores como Neruda, el escritor chileno. Me encantó mucho sus poemas, era muy inspirador. También de Amado Nervo, que es un mexicano. Entonces siempre he estado ahí leyendo, y luego mis hijas, cuando crecen, mis hijas son profesoras de literatura, lengua y literatura. Entonces yo creo que me complementé allí, porque como ellas iban estudiando, iban leyendo libros, entonces casi que ellos leían el libro, yo también lo leía. El libro que leían ellas, libros que yo me leía. Entonces me iba sumando a esa carrera de ellas. Creo que sí, he ido avanzando un poco con ellas y me he ido introduciendo en este mundo de la literatura. Ya luego descubrí que realmente eso es lo que me gusta, me apasiona. Realmente la poesía para mí es algo muy inspirador, además es un medio que nos permite conectar con el mundo, conectar con las personas, o sea, hacerle sentir a las personas esa magia que tiene la poesía, volar si queremos en un momento dado, cuando a veces tenemos esta situación de vida, la vida en sí nos presenta caminos diferentes. Entonces yo creo que la poesía nos permite salir de eso con una mirada diferente. Y eso es lo que yo quiero transmitir a las personas en mis poemas.
Okay. Isabel tells us that as a very young woman, she was always a very romantic person. As a young girl, she would always like to talk about things, and she had a vision, a poetic vision, without really knowing about it. She began to read Neruda, which is a Chilean writer who she found very inspiring. She also read from the Mexican writer Nervo. These were books that she initially started to read and found inspiring. Also, Isabel tells us that her daughters are language and literature students, and that has influenced her a lot because they introduced her to the world of literature and of books. And she eventually became inspired by poetry and realized that it's a medium that she uses to connect to the world. Right now with the different situations and circumstances, she finds freedom in writing, and that is the message that she wants to transmit through her writing.
All right, thank you about that. It's so nice. Very nice. Okay, we will read some comments here. And okay, from Miss Nams, good evening, lovely host. Thank you so much. And from C Tang, good evening, beautiful host and our talented guest, Miss Isabel. And also, um, good evening, and thank you, Miss Jessica. And all right, here. Good evening to our talented guest and Jessica. Thank you for accepting the invitation to be our translator. And from Marjorie, good evening, beautiful souls. Thank you so much for the support. And the migrant writers of Hong Kong, thank you everyone for joining us tonight. Yes, thank you. I appreciate your support. And also from migrant, thank you, Jessica, for doing this for us. Yes, we're very grateful to have you here, Jessica, and you're beautiful inside and out. Hope to meet you again one day. Yeah. And then you look so stunning, Misos. Oh, thank you so much. All right. So maybe this time we can hear one poem from Isabel.
Bueno, estuvimos leyendo los mensajes de nuestros televidentes, que buenas noches, que gracias por estar aquí con nosotros, Isabel, también pues por la traducción. Y pues parece que es el momento de que escuchemos tus poemas, Isabel.
Con gusto. Voy a compartir con ustedes en esta mañana un poema dedicado a la mujer, porque mis poesías hablan de todo un poco. Hablan a la mujer, hablan al amor, hablan al abandono, a ese amor valiente que sobresale, al desaliento, a la distancia. Entonces, digamos que es un poema que se involucra en todos los aspectos de la vida del ser humano. En este momento, como ayer fue mujer, quiero compartir con ustedes, para ustedes en especial, un tema dedicado a la mujer. Soy mujer. Soy una mujer que cita a pesar de las sombras, la que no guardó nada para sí, salvo la juventud. La piedra fuerte, engarzada en lágrimas. aquella que florece en otoño, cuyas manos labraron el camino de los suyos, la que ofrece siempre una sonrisa. La mujer que ha estado siempre, aquella que extiende la mano a quien la necesita. Una vez ocultó lágrimas por esas. Mujer que heredó prototipo inmaculado que todos esperan. Bondad, abnegación, caridad y paciencia. Mujer humana que siente cansancio, tristeza y dolor, que reclama un abrazo sincero, ser valorada y respetada, que no tiene un solo día para ser homenajeada. Soy esa mujer. Gracias.
Thank you very much, Isabel. Isabel
Thank
was
you.
sharing with us one of her poems, which are actually dedicated to women, particularly because yesterday was International Women's Day. So Isabel's poetry talk to women, talk about love, abandonment, distance. It's a poem that involves in all aspects of life. Um, Yesterday was Women's Day, so we are going to share it with you. I am a woman. I am a woman besides the shadows. Didn't save anything. Steady rock, blooms in spring, offering always a smile. The woman that extends her hand to the one in need. Woman that inherits immaculation, generosity, charity, and patience. A human woman that feels sadness, pain, that wants a hug, that wants to be respected.
Thank you so much for that powerful poem about women. And happy International Women's Day to both of you and to all women around the world. And
Gracias, Isabel,
yeah,
por este poderoso
Okay,
poema dedicado a las
Bernadith.
mujeres y un feliz Día Internacional de la Mujer para ti también.
yeah, and thank you for sharing the love to all women, Isabel. And I commend you with that.
Thank you.
It's yes, it's a very powerful message to us all. And yeah, women are now powerful, and you know, there are a lots of stuff women can do nowadays, not like just long time ago that they stayed at home, you know, the women of a long time ago that just wife and husband, they didn't even explore outside the house. So now we are a very different and knowledgeable enough to explore the world and share our strength as men did. And we are all equal now. Thank you so much. And okay, there's what is your inspiration in writing and composing that poem besides of let's say International Women's Day?
Gracias por compartir el amor a la mujer, Isabel, te felicito, es un mensaje poderoso para todas nosotras. Las mujeres hoy en día somos poderosas, hay muchas cosas que podemos hacer, no como antes que se quedaban en la casa como amas de casa. Ahora somos muy diferentes, salimos a explorar el mundo y compartir y somos iguales todas. ¿Qué inspiración, aparte del Día de la Mujer, tuviste para escribir este poema?
En realidad, un poco eso, ¿no? Un poco eso que acaba de decir Bernadith, que los tiempos han cambiado, que las mujeres en realidad podemos hacer todo lo que nosotros queremos, no importa la edad, no importa el tiempo. De pronto no pudimos hacerlo en un momento como todo el mundo lo hace, de joven, de repente, pero eso no nos limita para poder empezar en el momento que uno querramos. Yo creo que es nuestro tiempo y nuestras mujeres podemos hacer todo lo que queremos, podemos alcanzar todos los logros que deseamos, dependiendo de cuánto pongamos el interés en eso. Es tiempo de que nos vean como somos, ¿no? Como seres humanos capaces de hacer lo que queremos, no simplemente la compañera, ¿no? La compañera que calla y acepta todo. No, yo creo que no somos eso. Somos mujeres con fortaleza, con empeño, con decisión y podemos alcanzar lo que queremos. Ese sería el mensaje como mujer, ¿no? Como mujer en estos tiempos.
Okay. Isabel tells us that
Thank you.
she was very inspired to write this poem, precisely for what you said, Bernadette, that times have changed for women. We're capable of doing all things, no matter the age, no matter the weather. Sometimes women perhaps might not start, early in life, but that's no limit. And Isabel wants to bring this message. There are no limits.
Yeah,
This
indeed.
is our time. We can reach our goals and we can do it.
Yes. Thank you, Isabel, and thank you, Jessica. Okay, so here there's comment. Gracias, Isabel, from Anne Maureen Espiriderion. Gracias, Isabel, and from Lisel Marcos. All right. Good evening, everyone. And here from Marjorie Fuentes is a question. How poetry changed your life?
Isabel, tenemos una pregunta de una de las televidentes. Marjorie Fuentes nos pregunta, ¿cómo la poesía cambió tu vida?
Okay. Muchísimo, en realidad muchísimo. Como todos en la vida, muchas veces tenemos desafíos, ¿no? Desafíos como persona, como madre, como mujer, y como les comentaba, lo mío se convirtió en una necesidad de expresión, en un grito, de una búsqueda, de un sentimiento que muchas veces, como les comentaba, no se puede compartir, sino más con cualquier persona. Es algo que está dentro de ti. Y aparte de eso también es algo lo que uno ve, ¿no? Lo que uno ve en el diario caminar, en las personas. Es todo un contexto, en realidad. El poema abarca todo un contexto de la vida. O sea, no es solamente el romanticismo hacia un hombre, por decir que es lo más clásico que uno suele pensar, ¿no? No. Para mí la poesía es, por ejemplo, cuando veo a una persona abandonada, cuando veo a un niño en la calle, cuando veo injusticia, cuando veo que no hay paz. Entonces, todo es un todo es un sentimiento que envuelve y como digo, para mí es una bendición tener esa facilidad de poder expresar lo que yo siento y tal vez de poderle darle con la magia que tiene las palabras, de poderle dar un sentido diferente a lo dramático, a lo trágico que es la vida. Entonces, para mí eso es algo muy importante, algo que me permite compartir con los demás algo de mí, porque los poemas siempre llevan algo del escritor. Estoy segura que lo que yo transmito es lo que hay dentro de mí, es como yo percibo las cosas. Y esa misma forma quiero que las personas al leerlo sientan esa magia que tiene la poesía, ¿no? De poder mirar dentro de lo difícil de la vida, darle otro contexto, otro matiz a la vida, ¿no? Yo creo que la poesía es eso. Es que tú te sientas a leer algo y entonces es como que vuelas, te sales del entorno, estás en otro mundo. Y eso te permite un poco salirte también, porque es estresante estar siempre en lo mismo, ¿no? Con las noticias, con la situación de la vida, el país, es un cúmulo de sentimientos negativos que a veces te sientes tan atrapada que yo creo que la poesía es eso, una salida, una búsqueda, una magia que cambia todo. Eso es para mí la poesía.
Muchas gracias, Isabel. All right, Isabel tells us that um, very much she was inspired. Like all of us, you know, she has also had challenges
Mm,
as a person, as a mother, as a woman. And for Isabel, it became a necessity for her to
mm,
have an expression of her feelings, and in all aspects, not just life, not just romantic poetry, but she actually embraces uh, different subjects like injustice,
mm.
peace. It kind of gives you like a feeling that you're being involved.
Yes.
Isabel tells us that it is really a blessing to be able to express what she feels through poetry, and it
Yes.
gives a different sense to her life. It's important to her because she can share a piece of herself. She knows that when people are reading, they are feeling her and she is transmitting a message. She can transmit her inner feelings, her perceptions, and when people read it, they will feel the magic that the poetry has, and it
Mm.
gives life a different context, a different perception. You know, when you write or when you read poetry, you really go into a different world. It changes you, and it gives you an exit to your day-to-day life.
Yes, indeed. Poetry is our expression, is ourself. It speaks about ourselves. You know, our deep emotion was written. If we can't express it through speaking, then we can express it through writing. So that's how poetry is very important for us, poets and poets. That we can share even without telling our names, our real names, using only our pen names to express and share and inspire other people. Thank you. Muchas gracias, Isabel. And okay, so what is your favorite word or words to use in writing your poems? And what do you think is the impact of the word or those words to the readers?
Gracias, Isabel. Así es, la poesía es nuestra expresión de nuestras emociones. Pues, si se puede expresar verbalmente, también se puede expresar por escrito. Por eso es que la poesía es muy importante para nosotros. Tenemos una pregunta para ti, Isabel. ¿Cuál es tu palabra favorita o cuáles son las palabras que más te gustan utilizar en tus poemas? ¿Y cuál piensas tú que es el impacto de esas palabras para los leyentes?
¿Okay? Yo creo que la palabra que, que más representa el poema, en mi opinión, es la magia. La magia. La poesía es como una magia. Es una magia que tiene el poder de cambiarlo todo. Es una magia que te permite sacar dentro de ti ese sentimiento. Yo creo que no hay ninguna persona que lea un poema que no sienta, no tenga ese sentimiento, que encuentra la manera como fue escrito. Por eso para mí es magia. La poesía es magia, es mágico, porque tiene el poder de llevarnos a de viajar, de ser volar, de sernos
Oh, I think her connection is weak.
Isabel, disculpa, parece que la conexión está un poco débil. Isabel, ¿te encuentras ahí? ¿Me oyes?
All right, as we wait for Isabel, let's talk about you, Jessica. Okay. Uh, as a mom, as an expat in Hong Kong since 2017, and having a wonderful son with you, is there any a moment in your life that that comes into your mind that uh, you love to write to, or you want to express yourself to through writing?
I actually love to read. I love to read books. Actually, one of the books that changed my life is called The Art of Life and Death.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never really been inspired to write, but I do have that need to express myself as well. For me, it was finding it through physical activity or sports.
Mm-hmm.
I like to practice martial arts, which require a lot of discipline. But
Mm-hmm.
in those arts, I find freedom of expression, just
Mm.
freedom. Mm.
Yeah. So, like,
I wanted to tell you that actually before Isabel got disconnected, she mentioned something very interesting. She
uh-huh.
mentioned that the word that most represents her poem is magic.
Yeah,
And
yeah. I heard that it's magic, but I can't. I understand
magia,
a bit of it, but I can't
magia.
say yes. I can't
Yeah,
say a
she
word.
says poetry is magic because it can change everything and it can take that feeling out of her, and that whenever someone reads a poem, like they always get that feeling. And it's
Yes,
true. Whenever you read the book, you can actually feel those things.
yes.
Hmm.
Most especially when she's in. So most especially when you use metaphors and you like express your thoughts to through metaphors. Yes, welcome back, Isabel.
Bien, bienvenida de regreso, Isabel. Le estaba comentando sobre la palabra magia.
Isabel.
Isabel, ¿me oyes? Creo que la conexión está un poco lenta.
Yeah, it's time to read your second poem. That share with us your second poem, please.
Isabel, nos gustaría que,
Ujú.
por favor, compartas tu segundo poema con nosotros.
Exactly. For me, it's
She is muted.
I,
Isabel, creo que el micrófono está en silencio.
I listen for you.
Sí,
Estoy segundo poema. Okay.
el audio está un poco, eh, entra y sale.
Celular.
All right, so she is muted. So let's read some comments before. Okay. So from Migrant Writers of Hong Kong, Jessica on the spot. You are incredibly awesome. I am imagining your handsome little prince while watching you. Thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be able to participate in this. I'm happy.
Yeah, you are incredibly awesome, Jessica, from Migrant Writers of Hong Kong.
Ah, thank you.
And from Siteng, yeah, absolutely. Poetry is like magic. We travel beyond our imaginations.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm.
Okay. And from Marjorie Fuentes, thank you, Jessica. I love you.
I love you too. I love you
And
all.
all right, before there's another question from Marjorie Fuentes before maybe Isabel is out again from the per connection. But anyway, here is Jessica. And okay, let's continue our conversation about you doing the martial arts. Yeah, like me too. Before I do the martial arts, and I love doing it, and I'm still doing it, and it like lifting my spirit as a woman. You know,
Yes.
talking about International Women's Day. It's like yeah, uplifting my spirit as a woman and my worth as a woman, that I can do protect myself, and I feel like I can protect my fellow women too, and people that surrounds me. Yeah, it's
Yeah. I think Marjorie was asking, how do you define success?
yeah,
I I would say that success is defined when you find peace within and you are able to find happiness within, not on exterior factors, but just within. For me, that would be success.
yeah, because success is not we don't talk about um like material things and fame, and that if you reach those you're going to um have a successful life. No, it's like success is when you are at peace within yourself, and you're living happy, and everything in the surroundings are
Yeah.
at
And
peace
it kind of
and
makes you
God.
share that happiness with
Yeah,
others.
and
So
yeah, and
bigger
the love.
success.
Yeah,
Mm.
because money can you can earn it, and it just flew away in a second. You can
Yes.
spend it like in a second, it's all gone. And
Yes.
fame, it's just one just twinkling of an eye, and if you don't know how to protect it, then it will be gone and we
Yes.
just like
I
that.
think,
It's just easy to be kind all that kind of yeah, material things and fame.
yeah, I think they could become a weapon forged against you in a way because it becomes, greed, selfishness, and yeah.
Yeah, and the most important thing, if you are successful, if you like, it's just I saw it a while ago, before we start the segment, that if you are back connected to your root, which is yeah, the Almighty God.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That is true.
So in Migrant Writers of Hong Kong, success is when you find yourself happy and content. Yes, indeed.
Yes.
And all right. So now you're on the spot guest and translator too.
Yes.
Okay. So let's see how can we manage this. And okay, as a mother, in connection with International Women's Day, as a mother, what is your message to all women around the world?
To protect our children above all. As mothers, we have only one mission and one priority, and that is to protect our children.
Yes, indeed.
Mm.
Yeah, no matter what, our children, our kids are our golds. They are
Yes.
treasures. Yeah,
Yeah.
no matter what, whatever happened to us or the surroundings or what situation we are facing, the priority is the happiness of our children and their welfare. Yeah,
Yes.
it's
Mm.
thank you for that. Beautiful answer from you, Jessica.
Thank
And
you.
okay, so Isabel is all right. So you read books and you love books. You're you belong to my to my group that is that are bookworms. So, is there any besides of what your favorite book that you told us a while ago? Is there any book that inspires you? That can you share with us?
Yes, actually. Interestingly, I've been listening to a lot of audio books as
Mm-hmm,
well, which I use for meditation purposes and just
mm-hmm,
preparing for the day. And along these audiobooks was the Bible.
mm-hmm,
And it's very interesting how one sentence, just one, can
mm-hmm.
change your entire life and just change it completely upside down for better. I find it very beautiful. My favorite one is All Things Work Together for Good, Romans 18.
Yes,
Yes,
I
that was the
remember
verse
that. Yeah, I
that
remember that
changed
verse. It's
my
very
life.
powerful.
It just
Yes.
changed my life completely. Hmm.
Yeah, it's and the heart of the Bible is John 3:16 that says, "For God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in Him should not perish but have everlasting life." So that's the heart of the Bible. So
Yes,
thank you for sharing that inspiration to us all.
thank
Um,
you.
Yeah, and there's four. Okay, now the migrant riders of Hong Kong say, "I love that to protect our children." And Miss Names, indeed, no matter what happens, the mother love is unconditional. Yeah,
Hmm.
we all agree that there's no
Yes,
question with that.
and very
And
powerful.
yes, very powerful. Yes. And for Marjorie Fontes, for Jessica, how do you see yourself 10 years from now?
That's a very interesting question, and as much as I have thought about it, I still don't answer it. I don't know. I try to live day by day.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think it's easier for me to live that way, knowing that it could be the last.
Mm-hmm.
If I pressure myself sometimes to make plans on the long term, I'm going to be chasing goals that might make me unhappy, such as chasing money, chasing to save, save, save. And I'm not really sure if I'm going to be here in 10 years. So I'm going to
Yeah.
take it one day at a time.
Yes.
Hmm.
Thank you. So maybe you have some goals and yeah, what are your goals in life, and that makes you really work hard for it, and
Yes.
then for your son um,
Well,
is
my main mission or priority, of course, is my son. Just,
mhm.
to make sure he is
Yeah, of course.
well taken care of, protected. That is priority number one. But I do have a dream. I want to study law, and I want to emphasize on human rights, and I want to
That's really good.
protect. I want to protect. Mm.
Yeah, and hoping and praying that you will reach those goals, and someday maybe you will become our lawyer.
Uh, I hope so. May God hear you.
Yeah. So from Sitang, Miss Jessica, do you read poems too? And what are your favorite poems?
um, I think one of Bernadette's first published book, is officially the first poetry I have read. And I enjoyed a lot because it also has a beautiful message that it also inspires me. So I would say Bernadith is my favorite.
Can you read some of what poem particularly in the
Yes.
book that you?
Yes, I can. Hold on.
Thank you so much for this beautiful evening that Jessica is with us. That now sharing um, an inspiration to us all. So
This one, a call to remember. See, that's the dedication for me. And I like this one. That says, God is my rock. It says, God Almighty, my rock, my Savior, omnipotent and benevolent Creator, deity all knowing, you, O Lord. Indeed, without you, I am nothing. Sinner I am, but by your precious blood you've saved me. Myself is not worthy, but from sin you forgive me. Your love is pure and unconditional. You alone can give rock of my salvation, rescuer of my soul, my shield, owner of heaven and earth. All praise to him, creator of the universe. I trust and believe him, kind, loving, and merciful. I accepted him as my personal Lord and Savior. God is my rock.
thank you so much for reading that poem, Jessica. And now welcome back, Isabel. Isabel is with us.
Isabel, ¿estás ahí?
Hi, welcome back, Isabel. Thank you.
Hola, bienvenida de regreso.
Isabel? All right, we're waiting for Isabel. Okay. Oh, we will-
¿Nos oyes?
from Miss Names, one day at a time, nobody knows what the future holds for us. Yes. And yeah, excited to hear you reciting Bernadith poems. And Sitang. Okay. Wow, thank you for that, Miss Jessica, for supporting a co-member book.
Of
Yes,
course.
thank you.
I love it.
Thank you so much. And from Lizelle Marcus, wow, indeed, I agree to you, Miss Isabel. Gracias. And she's gone again. The connection is really poor and excited for you, Jessica. From
Thank you.
Marjorie Fuentes and Miss Nems, thank you for supporting the migrant community, Jessica. And
Always.
yes, and how can you define successful poet? Gracias. As this is, I think, for Isabel, but Isabel is not. Okay, so let's. She's in again. Isabel,
Isabel, ¿estás ahí?
from Miss Name's beautiful poem from our lovely host and wonderful delivery, Jessica. Bravo.
Yes.
Yes, welcome back, Isabel.
Bienvenida.
All right, you
Yes,
can read your poem, Isabel.
Ahora puedes empezar a leer el segundo poema.
It's okay, don't worry, no worries about the connection. It's a good.
Bernadith is back.
Yes, you can read your second poem.
Ok, puedes leer el segundo poema.
Yes. I listen for you.
Ay, creo que la conexión está un poquito lenta, pero si podrías, por favor, continuar y nos lees el segundo poema.
Isabel? Yes, the second poem is El Segundo Poema.
El segundo poema, sí.
El micrófono.
En silencio.
Silencio. Sí.
Isabel, ¿estás ahí?
All right. Okay, maybe we can talk about more about you, Jessica, while Isabel is el micrófono, Isabel. Uh,
El micrófono está en silencio. Mm.
well, I think she can't.
Oh, Isabel, ¿nos podrías enviar una copia del poema? ¿El segundo poema?
Isabel, el micrófono está en silencio. Oh, she's gone. Okay, let's. It's very hard for her connection, so don't worry about that. She will come back again, and let's wait for her if she come back. Okay, let's talk about you, Jessica. Right. So, Miss Host, do you have a copy for Isabel's second poem? No, I don't have. So it's okay. Don't worry about the poems. Um, maybe we can ask Jessica about in a book that you read or in a poem a while ago that you read that God is my rock. What um, what word that struck you or inspired you that give an impact to you and to your life?
What inspired me about that is that the fact that I accept God as my savior, it gives me protection. It gives me a sense of belonging, like I'm not alone. God is there constantly. He really is there. And what I also like about this particular poem is that if you look at it, each letter, God, for example,
¿Escucha?
G, it has, it starts with a sentence. I find
Hi,
that very.
welcome back, Isabel.
Hi.
¿Me escuchan?
Sí, ahora sí te escucho. Ahí te escucho. ¿Tú nos escuchas? ¿Aló?
Yeah, just go ahead, Jessica. What's your...
Oh yeah, so I was looking. I find it interesting that you would do that. Like God, you see it and you make a sentence out of each letter.
Yeah, it's called an acrostic poetry.
Acrostic poetry.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
it's an
That's
acrostic
something new.
poem. Yes.
Wow, I like that a lot. Acrostic poet.
Yes, because there's a lot of genres in poetry, and the kinds. It's acrostic is one kind of poetry. So it's like it starts the first letter will start, and then it goes like you can make a sentence out of it and poem out of it, and all in all, you can read that like God is my rock. It's like that.
Yeah. Do you think that poetry is it necessary for it to rhyme or
No. There's rhyming and there's none. There's a lot. It is not really necessary that it rhymes.
okay.
But for me, as a poet and as a writer, it adds more flavor when you read it, when you recite it, and at the end of it, it rhymes. So you can like make a stress at the end of it and show the how you feel, how was it, how you deliver it. It adds flavor when, for me, in my own opinion, I wanted it to rhyme,
I like
but
that.
not necessary. Yes, but not necessary. And okay, from Migrant. Oh wow, I love you both discuss about poetry devices. Thank you. And Liselle Marcus, thank you, Miss Jessica, for your support to Migrant Writers of Hong Kong. We love you.
Thank you.
Muchas gracias. And is there anything that comes into your mind that someday maybe I read the book about poetry, about um, novels and that inspirational books. Oh, Isabel.
¿Cómo estás?
Hola, Isabel. Hola, Isabel. El micrófono está en silencio.
Es que se pone en silencio y se quita por alguna
el
razón.
micrófono no lo...
Oh,
Sí,
¿Me escucha?
don't.
se va y viene, va y viene.
Yeah,
Es la conexión.
Sí, la conexión.
Oh.
I think she's having a poor connection, so it's causing the mic to.
Yes.
¿Sí? ¿Me escucha?
Sí, ahí sí te escuchamos.
Ay, isn't work. ¿Sí?
Sí, sí te escuchamos, pero se corta un poco.
¿Me escucha?
Se oye un poco mal.
Es que está... Ya, ya. Ya, bueno.
Ok.
¿Está bien?
Sí, ahora sí está bien.
¿Sí?
Sí.
Micrófono de acá. Ya, ahora sí. Sí creo que está bien.
Es que, ¿sabes qué pasa? El micrófono se prende y se apaga.
It's okay. So, as a reader, Jessica, as a reader of
Poesía.
novels and
Poesía.
Sí, queríamos que nos leyeras el segundo poema.
yeah, all right. It's there. Oh, it's there again.
No. No.
Oh, it's poesía.
Wow.
Jessica, she's
Permite
showing the
Ay, perfecto. Mm,
poesía.
espera, let me. Poesía, dulce vocación. Okay, poetry. Poetry. Sweet
Ya.
advocation.
Paso del poema escrito.
From distant love. Company in my moments of inspiration.
Leerlo. Si pueden
Sí, si quieres yo
leerlo,
lo
ustedes lo
leo.
leen.
Sí, sí. Poetry. Sweet evocation.
Jessica, ¿puede leerlo, por favor?
Distant love.
For me.
My company in moments
Jessica, are
of
you reading for me?
Sí,
Sí,
sí.
tranquila.
Sí. Ya, ahí está.
It is you who restores my lost feelings and my frustrated dreams. Through poetry, they're restored. Wow, qué hermoso.
Wow, that's very
Creo que está
nice.
activado el micrófono ahorita.
Sí,
It's
ahorita
like,
sí.
yes, it's like an ode to poetry, Isabel. Yes, it speaks about poetry, how poetry is
Creo que está
sweet to
activado el
you.
micrófono ahorita, ¿me escucha?
Sí. On this, sí, sí te escuchamos. Un poquito lento, pero se oye.
Good, good, Isabel. Yeah, it's the poem speaks about poetry and how I think changed her life and gives her
And
inspiration.
restored her and
Yeah.
give her company.
Yeah,
Ay, creo que el micrófono está
it's
activado
really a
ahorita.
nice story.
Okay. O ya. ¿Sí?
Telling us about poetry and I think it's good now, Isabel. You can read more of your
Ya, a ver,
poems.
voy a leerlo, a ver, ya. Me escuchen, por favor. Dice, poesía. Poesía dulce evocación de los amores lejanos, compañía de momentos de inspiración. Eres tú quien va restaurando el regocijo. Ya. Eres tú quien va restaurando el regocijo extraviado, los ensueños. Ya, ok. O sea, leo todo el poema. Ya.
Sí.
Entonces, poesía, seducción en mis manos, en mis noches de desvelo. Concedes alas a mis fantasías, para mi alma. Poesía, la humanidad jamás será lo mismo sin tu presencia. Vestida de modestia, eres la dama que siempre abraza mi alma mientras voy diseñando mis quimeras. Contigo puedo explorar y deleitarme en tanto la vida me regala la ocasión. Gracias. Gracias, chicas. Espero que hayan escuchado.
Gracias, gracias.
Es el internet que no nos permite tener fluidez.
No
Pero escucharon,
worries.
¿verdad?
Sí,
No worries, Isabel.
no hay problema.
Jessica,
Okay,
no,
you can read more of your poems. If you have more of your poems there ready, you can read.
Sí,
You can
tienes más
share to us.
poemas que puedas compartir con nosotros y leernos.
No,
sería
gracias a
genial.
ustedes por la paciencia.
Especially
gracias.
from your book.
De verdad, estoy muy agradecida. Ok. Ya, ok. Voy a compartir un poema. Ya. Acá hay un poema, Noviembre. Celosa la noche esconde el sueño. Tus pasos lentos puedo sentir, tu mirada misteriosa, aunque no pueda verte. Los rayos del sol se dejan sentir. Noviembre, ya estás aquí. Contigo vendrá el verano, la luz, el color. Sin duda, hoy tu magia se deja sentir. Desde aquí en calma, veré al tiempo crear historias de amor con ilusión. En mi sueño pintaré el azul, el cielo de azul, y aves volarán mientras el mar pueda contemplar. Noviembre, te esperé y estás aquí. Gracias.
Gracias, Isabel. Muchas gracias. Okay.
Muchas
Gracias,
gracias a
Isabel.
ustedes. Realmente sí, es muy agradecida con ustedes por la invitación, por la paciencia. A ti, Jessica.
No worries, no problem.
She's very grateful for you inviting her and for the patience.
Conectar, ¿no? Muchas gracias. Un abrazo virtual para todas.
Okay, what is your message to all the aspiring writers, Isabel?
Isabel, ¿qué mensaje tienes para todos los escritores que están comenzando o que de pronto quieren empezar en la poesía?
Realmente, yo pienso que todos tenemos una historia que contar. Tenemos algo que decirle al mundo. Yo creo que no deberíamos quedarnos ganas de decirle algo al mundo. Si hay algo que queremos hablar, hay que contarlo, hay que compartir, hay que regalar al universo sentimientos que ayudan mucho a las personas. Que no hay límites para escribir, no hay límites de edad, de distancia, de idiomas, económicos, no hay ningún límite. Todo es quererlo, sentir, tener el deseo de compartir. Entonces, todos podemos hacerlo. En realidad, es un regalo. Yo sí es un regalo para el universo. Es algo que trasciende más allá de nosotros. Nosotros somos personas que nos vamos, pero esto es algo que queda para la gente. Y eso es lo importante. Muchas gracias.
Okay, very
Muchas
important message
gracias.
from Isabel. She mentions to us that we all have a story to tell,
Mm,
and we all have something to say. We should
yes.
tell our story. We should express it to the universe. Our
Mm,
story and our writing can help others. There are no limits of distance, financial, or there's no limits. It's all about wanting to do it. It is a gift that transcends, and poetry is the best.
muchas gracias, Isabel. Okay, tell us more about your book that was published.
Isabel, gracias por ese poema y quisiera que nos contaras un poco más sobre tu libro.
Ya. Esto, Poesías de Amor, ha sido publicado recientemente en enero y he recibido el de ventas. Tiene el sello de ventas. Entonces, para mí es muy importante porque en este libro yo puedo compartir con las personas el sentimiento hecho
Mm,
palabra. Y no solamente esto, este es mi primer libro, ya tengo el segundo libro publicado también, que lo publiqué en febrero, que son de
mm,
narrativas contemporáneas, muy hermoso, muy simpático también. Y mi tercer libro, en el cual estoy trabajando, que es donde muy emocionada, es un libro de cuentos y leyendas. Realmente les invito a leerlo porque en cuentos y leyendas doy a conocer el Perú, como les comento, sus tres regiones, su costumbre, sus leyendas, que es muy importante, es un legado que nos pertenece a todos, a cada uno en su país. Entonces, yo les invito en mi tercer libro a que ustedes puedan conocer cuentos y leyendas del Perú. Ese es mi tema. Muchas gracias por permitirme compartir eh, mis trabajos, humildemente. Siempre lo hago con amor, con mucho amor y mucho sentimiento a los lectores. Muchas gracias, Bernie, y muchas gracias, Jessica, por la invitación.
muchas gracias. Is
Muchas
it
gracias.
Poesías de Amor is poetry of love or poems of love?
Poesía de amor es poemas de amor o poesía de amor.
Poesías
Is
de amor, poesías de amor, versos del alma.
Yes, it's poetry of love,
oh yes.
verses of the soul.
Uh-huh.
And actually, Isabel was telling us that this book, which is her first book, was published in January. It has
Mhm.
the bestseller seal, which she's quite happy about. It's a book where she turned her
Yes,
feelings into
bravo!
words.
Congratulations.
Yes. And her second book,
Thank you
published in
very much.
February, is a book of narratives. And she's currently working on a third book that is a book that she wants you to also take into account, is going to be Tale and Legends of Peru. So it's the
Oh
legacy that
wow!
belongs to Peru, all the tales and all the legends of,
Del
ancestors.
Perú.
They're all going to be on her
Yeah.
third book. Mhm.
Wow, that's interesting. Thank you, Isabel. Okay, is there any um, instance that you might quit writing in the future?
Isabel, ¿hay un instante que hayas pensado en dejar de escribir en un futuro?
El futuro.
Dejar de escribir.
Sí.
A ver, bueno, yo no sé. A ver, yo siempre le digo a mis hijas, ¿no? Mientras yo pueda ver, mientras yo pueda pensar, mientras pueda escribir, seguiré haciendo. No sé si el día que los años o el tiempo me lo impida, posiblemente solamente hablaré porque me gusta hablar demasiado, entonces si no puedo escribir, estaré
Bravo,
grabando,
Isabel.
estaré haciendo algo, pero
Yes, she says,
yo creo que no dejaría de hacerlo porque esa es mi pasión.
Yeah, it's your
She says
yeah.
it's her passion, and she
Yeah,
would not stop writing as long as she can live,
yes.
breathe, and write. She will continue to do so.
Yeah, it's just a question to just brighten up brighten up you from the bad connection because you're worrying about your connection. And okay, thank you. Here, let's show this. Thank you, Miss Isabel, for that wonderful and inspiring answer. And from thank you, Miss Isabel, for your poems and knowledge about poems, and to Miss Jessica for being with us tonight. And also, congratulations, Isabel, for the bestseller. Yes, bravo. And from Miss Congratulations, Miss
Gracias.
Isabel, for your book. This all for you, Isabel, for from Migrant Writers of Hong Kong. And
Muchas
from
felicidades, Isabel.
Stephen, felicidades, Miss Isabel.
Gracias, gracias a todos por sus buenos deseos.
Hmm. And Miss Nems, wow,
Es un
that this is
placer
very
para mí
interesting.
compartir con todos ustedes.
Yeah. Good luck on your upcoming book.
Muy buena suerte en tu tercer libro, Isabel.
Hmm. Okay,
Gracias,
thank
muchas gracias a
you.
todos.
And Miss Lizelle Marcus, congratulations, Miss Isabel. All right. So, what is your favorite? Okay. I mean, you. What genre of poetry you like the most?
Isabel, ¿qué género de poesía te gusta más?
Is it
Yo creo y me siento
narrative?
libre
Is it
en los versos libres. Me gusta ese estilo. Es un estilo libre, donde fluye, sin
mm,
parámetros. Me gusta eso. Me gusta
mm,
She
expandirme,
likes
sentir esa libertad de
free
poder
verses.
expresar, ¿no? Sin parámetros y cosas. Que luego también lo hago, pero más me gusta el estilo libre.
mm,
She
Prosa
likes
o narrativas, pero en ese estilo.
mm.
she likes narratives as well, but she definitely likes a free style where she can
Yeah,
be fluent
freestyle.
without restrictions. So she would definitely
Mm,
say free verses are her favorite.
yeah. Thank you for that. So, in connection to poetry, what is your advocacy towards your community?
En conexión con la poesía, Isabel, em, ¿cuál sería tu vocación hacia la comunidad?
Yo he iniciado ya la conexión con como les comenté, yo vengo nací en una provincia de la ciudad de Lima, de Perú. Entonces,
Mhm,
conexión es directo con ellos, con el lugar donde yo nací. O sea, yo quiero ser la persona que llega a ellos y les hace sentir que en realidad todos podemos escribir, todos podemos decir lo que sentimos. Entonces, lo que yo quiero llegar a ellos es de esa manera, que vean en mí límites, ¿no? Que no hay límites para poder hacer lo que uno quiere, sobre todo en las mujeres. O sea, todo lo que nosotros queremos lo podemos hacer. Y yo estoy en conexión con ellos, trato de llegar y de estimularlos para que puedan continuar, para que puedan decir lo que ellos quieren, ¿no? De la manera que ellos quieren, pero que se expresen, que no se sientan limitados, que tengan esa confianza de saber que yo puedo hacer, yo puedo aprender, o sea, no hay límites, ¿no? No tengo que quedarme con lo que yo quiero hacer, sino que tengo que ir más allá, tengo que tener acción en lo que yo pienso. Entonces, eso es algo que yo quiero inculcarles a ellos y en eso estoy trabajando.
Okay, Isabel is telling us that for a while, she has been working with her community. As she mentioned, she is originally from a province in Peru, which is more of a rural area. This is her birthplace, so she has a direct connection with the community there.
Mm-hmm.
She carries a message of hope. She wants her community to know that everyone can write. There are no limits to accomplish what you want, especially for women. And she wants to help her community express themselves and to be more confident in everything they do.
Thank you. Muchas gracias, Isabel. And okay, congratulations, Miss Isabel, and congratulations again, Miss Isabel. Thank you, Jessica, and of course, our host. Congratulations again for a successful episode. Thank you, Miss Nams. And yeah, so we heard a lot about your books and your advocacy and your love of poetry that you shared to us, and it's quite amazing that at your age, you're still working on writing and expressing yourself and inspiring a lot of women and also to your community, and I commend you for that. It's very rare nowadays that people like a grandma and a mom, and you do a lot of works in your family too, and quite busy to all the errands that you have every day, but then still you're pursuing poetry and share a lot of love to the community. Thank you so much, Isabel, and thank you so much, Jessica, for being with us tonight to our segment Connected. And I hope this is not the end, and then there is still more um, of you in the coming events of Migrant Writers of Hong Kong. And thank you so much for gracing our invitation, Isabel, and also to Jessica.
Thank you, Isabel, muchas gracias. Bernadette nos estaba comentando que te admira mucho porque siendo mamá, siendo abuela, aún persigues tus sueños de ser escritora, de escribir. Es muy inspirador y ella te quiere felicitar por eso y también darte las gracias por participar en el programa.
Muchas gracias, Isabel.
Gracias.
Yeah,
Es
and
precisamente
and
este mensaje que yo quiero dar, ¿no? O sea, que no hay límites. No hay límites. Yo, por ejemplo, igual, mis hijos se sienten orgullosos de mí y me dicen, mamá, para nosotras tú eres un ejemplo porque eres una persona que no se rinde, una persona que busca. Y de verdad, yo siempre he sido una persona de búsqueda. Si en algún momento la vida me quitó algo, no me limitó, pues eso no me limitó para que yo siga soñando. Y yo creo que en cuando yo ya cumplí mi rol de madre, ya hice lo mío, entonces digamos que esa parte ya lo realicé. Yo siento que este momento me pertenece a mí, como Isabel, la mujer, la persona que necesita buscar una realización, y para mí muy importante. Esto de la poesía me llena, me satisface, me hace sentir muy bien. Y aparte de eso, de que sé que compartir con otras personas este sentimiento, y eso es muy hermoso. Gracias, Bernie, por la oportunidad. Gracias por conocer. Gracias a ti, Jessica, también por conectar, por ayudarnos a conectar y entendernos. Muchas gracias.
no worries, no problem. No
Yes,
problem,
Bernadette, she was just telling us thank you. She's very proud and that she was able to deliver her message, which is basically a message of there is no limits. We can accomplish everything. She's mentioned that, as her role as a mother in a way is kind of fulfilled because her kids are already grown up, yet they're still very proud of her. So she's at a point of her life where she's been fulfilled in other areas, but poetry fulfills her in all.
Yeah. So before we end the segment, I would like to congratulate you, Isabel. I just saw your posting in Facebook that you have you are recognized. I don't know what is it, but it was written in in your language. But you have a certificate today that was given to you, and I congratulate you for that. I am really proud of you, and continue to inspire us and the budding writers around the world. Muchas
Isabel,
gracias,
gracias por
Isabel.
inspirarnos. Vimos en tu página de Facebook muchos comentarios nuevos y muchas anotaciones. Gracias por inspirarnos y espero que continúes haciéndolo.
Okay, so
Gracias.
here, Sitting, thank you, Miss Isabel and Miss Jessica. Best of luck to both of you. Thank you, Miss Host. You're all awesome. Women power. Thank you so much, Sitting. And Marjorie Fuentes, thank you, Jessica, for your precious time. Congratulations, Isabel and Miss Host. Thank you so much, Marjorie. And right, so this ends our segment for tonight for the Connected of Migrant Writers of Hong Kong. Buenas
Aquí termina
noches.
nuestro segmento de escritores en Hong Kong. Gracias, Isabel, por asistir y por tu poesía y por tu presencia.
All right. Adiós, Isabel.
Gracias.
Thank you. Muchas
Gracias a
gracias.
ustedes.
This
Gracias
ends
a
our
ustedes.
segment. Thank you
Muchas
so
gracias.
much. God bless you.
Nos vemos. Gracias, gracias.